Well, another day at the ranch. Big Bad John didn't do too much today. Moved around a couple of pallets because, oh, I built a brooder box, but kind of the normal for me. I went way extra. So it's not done, obviously. The dimensions are 4 foot by 4 foot by 8 foot. The bottom is 2 foot by 4 foot by 8 foot, and as you can see right there, I hope that I can fork this thing. It's pretty heavy. It's mostly 2 by 4s boxing in the bottom. The bottom is extremely solid. The floor is 23-30 seconds plywood. The sides are the same, but the top and hopefully these doors are gonna just be this real light stuff. It's not going to have that in it. I actually have heat plates, and I'm going to throw a heat plate in the middle of this guy here, and I'm probably going to use my router and kind of cut a slit in the back there, maybe. That way I can either blow everything out, or we may throw some paint down or something like that to seal this thing so I can just wash it out with a hose. So I do have water out here at the workshop. And I've got quite a few of these pieces here, and I've got some hardware cloth. So this side's actually going to be something of a, I don't know what the word would be, kind of like a coop, but not really. There's going to be nest boxes in it, and I'm going to probably keep a very small number of very small silkies inside here. And the plan is to keep this relatively close to the house. In fact, early on, and I was dissuaded from doing this, I wanted to kind of box in the bottom and got some bugs out here with me, and make it so my dogs had a place to kind of hang out underneath something that's warm, and they're pretty big fans of stuff like that, in small places to hide from loud noises, which happen with alarming regularity out here, but I was dissuaded from it, and so we made it only 2 foot instead of the planned 4, and made it so that we could move this thing around, probably move this thing around with a tractor. I've actually got it pretty well fortified on the bottom there. I could probably fork it, but my forks, I think, are only 36 inches right there. They're the smaller ones that you can get from Artillion. They're the 3-inch by, I think, 36. And so I actually ran a 2 by 8 or 10, I can't remember which, underneath there. And then I've got some cross supports, and then the plan is to throw a bunch of 2 by 4s, so it's really well armored, so it can't go nowhere, and then possibly throw some tie down hooks on it, maybe the front, maybe the back, I don't know. Honestly, the bottom of it would be fine because that's where most of the weight is on this thing. It is extremely solid on the bottom, and yeah, probably drive a couple of eyelet bolts in there, and then if you have a Artillion fork frame, you notice you've got all these tie down spots, including this one right here, which fits, I don't remember what size chain this is, but whatever size chain this is, which is probably enough to be an anchor chain for a boat that's bigger than my house. It's pretty solid stuff. And I've got, I think, 6 inches of wood on the side there, because I've got, no, actually I probably got more than that. So I've got the 4x4, and then there's a 2x4 on the outside and 2x4 on the inside. So I might throw some eyelet bolts in the back there and make this thing not too scary to move around. It's heavy, but it's heavy low, and I should be able to pull it with the tractor. If I can't fork it, or if it gets kind of squirrely or breaks, I may just, I don't know, throw sleds on it and pull it out by just pulling it, if it comes to that. And it probably will, because when I was thinking of this thing, I was thinking of making it maybe half this size. It is big. It's I think it's about 6 foot tall. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably 6 foot tall because that's eye level. It's a pretty good sized box. So tomorrow I've got a number of assignments due, so I probably won't do too much to it. So I may need to do that now. I actually found out that whoever cut the plywood for the back here actually didn't cut it straight, so we're nice and square, and then it actually like separates all the way down and it's nice and square on the other side. So who knows, or maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. And then to kind of make it look kind of square on the front, I ended up needing to do that. So but it's, you know, it's not a luxury home. It's a well, this side's going to be a brooder box. It's 4x4x4, which is excessive, so I might do like a little second level so the chicks have some room to run around in there. And I may plumb it. That's probably a good idea. I do have in there somewhere, I've got a little setup where they have like a nipple that can be set up in here. And on one it's gravity, and then later on you can actually, I've got ones that are PVC bound, and then you can, if you got low enough water pressure, which I don't, you can set that up. And what I may do on this side is the silky plan is going to come back, and I'm probably going to do that PVC setup that you see some people do, where you've got like a cap on the bottom of the PVC, and then you've got it cut, and then you run it out to the outside, and you can just pour food in the side, and it comes out at the bottom, and boom, your birds have a hopper for their food, and nobody else can get into it. And then you can cap it off at the top so that water can't get in. Seems like a good idea to me. I'd like to do that. And then probably a water solution where there's not too much dripping, because this thing is made out of wood and I don't have any paint at this time. And I spent 2.5 times my budget on this, so oops. But it is nice and solid. The only lightly done pieces are up here, because I kind of wanted to keep the weight that was way up high down, rather than just make this thing a tornado safe room, because we don't really have tornadoes here. So yeah, but that was what I did today.